Good evening, sir. This is my reaction video about the documentary of the Alien Sarmenta and Alan Gomez murder case. Analyzed through the lens of rules of evidence and the rule of achieving justice. This case is the example of the powerful example of the how evidence determine on not only the guilt or innocent innocence but also whether the truth can prevail against uh, the power and intimidation. And under the rules of evidence, for the evidence to be admitted, it must be relevant and competent. In this case, the prosecution presented the evidence that the directly established the identity of the accused, the existence of the crime, and the participation of the accused through conspiracy. And witnesses' testimonies detailing the abduction, detention, and killing of the victims were clearly relevant as they had a direct relation to the fact in issue, despite the attempts to discredit the witness, and the court admitted their testimony because they were competent and material to the case. And the major challenge of this case involved testimonial evidence, particularly from the witness who were initially fearful due to the accused's political power. And under the rules of evidence, credibility of a witness by determined by their demeanor and consistency of testimony and conformity with other evidence on record. And the court gave weight to testimonies that were corroborated by physical evidence and other witnesses, applying the principle that positive and categorical testimony when the credible prevails over denial. And aside from the direct testimonies, the conviction was supported by circumstantial evidence which is sufficient to for conviction when there is more than one circumstance. And number two, the facts are proven and the combination of the circumstance produce a conviction beyond reasonable doubt. And the interlocking piece of evidence, witnesses, accounts, timelines, and physical findings form an unbroken chain pointing to the accused. And the prosecution carried by the burden of proof and conviction required proof beyond reasonable doubt, not absolute certainty, but moral certainty. And despite the accused's position of authority, the court evaluated the evidence objectively, demonstrating the status does not affect beneficiary weight. And this case illustrates that the rules of evidence serve as a backbone of justice. Even in a case involving power, individuals properly admitted credible and corroborative evidence can overcome fear, influence, and denial. And the Ellen Sarmenta and Alan Gomez case remains a landmark reminders that evidence, when fully obtained and carefully evaluated, is the strongest weapon against impunity. And thank you, sir.